Hey guys, it's Tom Bachik, and I've been creating custom full coverage tips for almost 20 years now. It's probably the #1 service that I do the most, but now there are products that make this super easy to do on your clients as well as on yourself at home. All right, so we always want to start with prep. The first thing I want to do is we've pre-prepped our model's nails to save up time, but you really want to focus on pushing back the cuticle and make sure that you remove any non-living skin, any cuticle that has grown out on the nail, all that excess cuticle. You have to make sure you get that off of there, or it doesn't matter what product you use, it's not going to adhere. We're going to increase the prep by using our pH balancer, nail prep. This balances the pH of the natural nail so that it better accepts the products and you get better adhesion. Then we're going to apply our Extra Bond, which is our non-acid primer. And I like to stay like a pencil line away from the cuticle and the living skin on this, because you want to make sure, or when you apply the product, it actually spreads on the natural nail. So you don't need to go right up against the skin because you don't want to flood the cuticle area. But if you stay just like a pencil line away, then when you apply the product, it'll spread right to where it needs to be. So when applying this, I always want to start with a base gel. And we're going to start with our luxury base and top coat. And what I love about this is that it has a really strong adhesion to the natural nail. So we're going to apply this first before applying our tips. This has a nice thin consistency, and so I'm going to put it on thin. I don't want to put it on thick because it'll flood the cuticles and spread out. And I like to use the tip of my brush and kind of work it into the natural nail. And then we're going to cure this for about 30 seconds. What I did is I've actually pre-sized the tips for my client. This is a cool thing you can do in the salon, is actually write down your client sizes so that you could actually do some of the prep work ahead of time before they even get there, and this will help speed up your service time, as well as make it easier in your client card by writing down their sizes so you don't have to do this each time they come. When sizing your tip, you want to make sure that the tip fits from the lower arch to the lower arch, so from side to side. So you want to be able to rock that finger back and forth and make sure that you get a good fit. If the natural nail is in between sizes, go up a size, and then you can customize the tip by filing those sides up so that you get a perfect fit. What I also like to do is I like to make sure that the cuticle area fits perfect. So when I'm fitting my clients, I literally make sure that each cuticle matches their own natural cuticle. So on the middle finger here, we're making sure that that matches, and this naturally has already a good fit. And then lastly, what I'll do is I'll actually take the file and I'll thin out the cuticle area and create a bit of a taper so that we thin out the tip itself and we get a nice thin flush fit back in the cuticle area. Once I've pre-sized and shaped the tip, then I like to use, this bit is from the Russian manicure kit, and I go into the underside of the nail and I like to just rough up the surface on the underside of the nail. This is to ensure that the gel really adheres to the tip itself and you don't have to worry about it coming loose. So for the application of the tip, we're going to use our nail gel glue. This is a new product for adhering the gel tips, the soak-off gel tips, to the natural nail. And this is where it's super simple. Simply apply a thin coat to the underside of the tip. So all we need to do now is we're going to start by applying the tip back at the cuticle area, and then you can see it as we put pressure. You can see that the gel itself, the gel nail glue, starts to press out towards the extension of her nail. Once we have it in place, I'm going to hold it with my finger, and then we're going to use our mini light. So once you've set the tip using the LED UV lamp for gel tips, then we're going to go into the light for 60 seconds for the complete cure. Once that's cured, now we're going to create our length and shape and our celebrity look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a look that I did on JLo, and it's called Lip Gloss and Liner. And it's a super simple look. It's about creating a translucent natural nail color, so that way there's depth to it, almost like a lip gloss, right? You want it to be super glossy, super shiny. So you don't want to use a full coverage nude. You want to use a nude or a combination of nudes that create depth. So I am actually going to use 2 different colors from the Gelux line. I start with Naked because it's like a natural skin tone. And notice there's a translucency to it. It has a good coverage, but yet you can still kind of see through it. And then we're going to cure this for 30 seconds. Then my second color, so I did 1 coat of Naked, and then we're going to do 1 coat of Rose Petal. And what I love about Rose Petal is that it actually creates depth. So it doesn't really add too much color to the nail, but it adds depth to the nail. So you can see the color, but you can see through it and down into it. And I love the way that looks. And then we'll cure this for 30 seconds. Back into the light. Okay, so we have our lip gloss shade. Now we're gonna add a liner to this. So one of the things they do with lips is not only do they gloss them, but they line them. So we did the same thing with the nails for our red carpet look. And so for this, I'm gonna use the miasecret gel paint in silver. And we're gonna use our new liner brush. And I'm gonna start back about 3/4 of the way up. And I'm going to come down on the outside of the nail, and I'm not going to make it super thick. It's more about being sparkly. And then into the light. Then to finish this look off, we're going to finish it using our UV rubber top gel. And the thing I love about this is it's a super thick consistency. So when we're talking lip gloss and we want that wet look, we can achieve the same thing on the nails using this top coat. And back into the light. And then of course we would finish off any look with the miasecret natural cuticle oil. And there you have it. That's my technique for applying full coverage tips. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys try to take these techniques, do it yourself, tag us in it so that we can see what you're doing, give us a follow. And if you want to learn more, visit me or join me July 10th in Gatlinburg, Tennessee for the Nail Tech event of the Smokies, where we're doing a class and we're going to get even more in depth on our techniques.